There's a sizable area back here with another side quest. Oh. I should probably go switch the clock and pick up the daytime ones too.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, we're going to have a whole bunch pop up. But yeah, I think most future Nopon have that speech. I kind of forget how Tora sounded, but I'm pretty sure Tatsu was similar.
I think it might be one of those things where they established that after the voice actor came up with the voice for Riki, but they didn't do that for all the other ones.
Yeah,
they just got maybe voice actors for that were extras, and they didn't necessarily create that manner of speech for them yet.
I'm a little cranky that Tatsu, or that Riki is charming and friendly and kind of dumb. Tatsu was just awful. Tatsu was my least favorite part of Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Why? What was wrong with Tatsu?
Everything. He just wasn't likable. He wasn't
grumpy?
really funny. No, he was just kind of... He was like the useless tag-along character that kept claiming credit for like everything. But also getting in the way, and just like a bunch of other kind of...
So he was kind of overzealous, getting everyone into trouble.
Yeah, except for it's like not in the endearing way, but the like, why do you actually honestly keep this thing around? And the only answer is because they don't know any other Nopon, so they just kept him around as a result. So he was Claptrap. Yeah. Yeah, kinda.
Ah! Hibiki here, ghost! Hibiki hate ghosts!
That's a bit of a pain.
Wait, that was worse than the 1,000.
That's just their affinity dialogue.
I know, I just haven't seen the affinity
okay,
dialogue.
I'll read
for
it
some of
next
these other
time.
ones.
It's just very repetitive.
Wow, that's terrible! So terrible! Hibiki hear a ghost every night. Hibiki's so scared. He cannot sleep a wink for days now.
What? A ghost here in the village?
Friend very big hum-hum. Surely friend not afraid of ghosts.
Of course I'm not scared. I'll thrash that ghost so bad it'll be wishing it was dead.
Really? A friend real nice guy. Hibiki hear voice of ghost from under house. But Hibiki not think it inside. Must be coming from below.
No sweat. We'll be done before you know it.
Wait, a voice coming from underneath the house? Maybe there's some card playing ring going on down there. Yeah, I'll have two.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh, that is really tiny.
What, this?
That is like that's a tiny adult. In comparison, I suppose.
Terralugas. Go murder some Terralugas.
Oh, and probably more creatures.
Yep. Yeah, right. Lynn kept threatening to cook Tatsu. I mean, he deserved it. Like, he was just the classic example of a animalish...
Wait. 1 minute. Tried drawing nice thing on the Orluga skin and they got angry. But I thought that he said something about them squirting something on him. I don't know what it is. Like, you're missing some lore by not hearing them out. It's just the very few snippets that we get that actually help describe... Oh wait, who's that?
Migaga.
Migaga. To tell what time it is, we use time mushrooms in village. They're in bad shape though, not telling time properly.
They're all set to ride and we don't know how to stop it. That's a bit of a pain. It is indeed a problem.
Everyone in spot of bother, as we do not know when it is snack time. As you can see, I am not as young as I was when I was young. I do not wish to climb those steps. And friend make repairs for us?
Can't you just eat a snack whenever you feel hungry?
What? How ridiculous! If that was the case, then no one would ever stop eating. Nopon would get so fat, more so than we already are. Nopon would eat themselves into oblivion.
Wow, do Nopon really eat that much?
There's an everlasting hunger. Time mushrooms are on the 1st, 4th, and 7th floors. They are constantly releasing spores. You'll know which ones I mean.
No sweat. We'll be done before you know it. Yes, I too will give it my all.
Put this on them. It is fertilizer. It will fix them instantly.
I don't need no dumb
You're
mushrooms.
getting.
to
What are
tell
you
me-
getting? You're getting cookies.
I don't
Were you
need no
reminded of food?
dumb mushrooms to tell me it's snack time.
Snack time. Oh, you didn't grab one for me either? Oh, well. Also, her name is Nigaga. Should probably break into song.
I am Migaga. Ooh, ooh, oh la la.
Oh, yes. Here's an Oreo.
Bad romance, but just worse romance. It's just two disgusting people shoving Oreos in their faces.
Wait, what was the romance that you want?
Just gross romance. It's just people like making out with Oreos in their mouths. Set to, you know what? Doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
They just want us to bash things because they're too fast. But yeah, I hope for the next Xenoblade game they make the Nopon charming again and not frustrating. I know you have 2 Nopon in the extra story.
Oh, yeah, that'll be really cute.
Hopefully.
I'm surprised Nopon can fly with their ears.
I don't know.
I always thought they looked like round versions of a Terriermon.
Yeah, they really do. They really do have a Terriermon look and feel to them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, didn't Terriermon use his ears to fly too?
Fly or like kind of jump flap. I don't know if
Yeah,
he could
glide.
fly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Anything else? Just that one?
So, aside from being mercantile and industrious and stuff, why are the small races in fantasy worlds also the hungry comedic ones? If you're thinking of hobbits and stuff.
I don't know. I guess maybe, well,
Easier to laugh at the one that wants food all the time.
yeah.
What's Peppa's favorite thing in the whole wide world?
I'm all ears.
I'd like to hear too.
Well, it can be glittery, squeegee, spongy, shiny, or fluffy. But as long as it's cute, it will be Peppa's favorite thing. Peppa love all cute things. Peppa want to be surrounded by cute things as long as she live.
Her favorite thing in the whole world is cute things. If Peppa lives surrounded by cute things, Peppa becomes even cuter than she is now. Give Peppa more cute things.
Friends understand Peppa reason for liking cute things. Thank you. Now friends can go look for cute things for Peppa. Peppa want Enigma lotuses, happy rabbits, and love cranes.
No sweat. We'll be done before you know it. Bunny explosion out of Peppa's house later.
Oh, as they reproduce like mad.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Eee.
Oh, what did you find?
I don't know. Oh, shiny ball
Oh,
was
the
lost.
shiny ball.
Or aha.
I wouldn't consider jumping. Or are you? I mean,
Tally ho.
Wait. Okay, so you landed in the tree? I suppose that lessens
Guess
the
so. I
blow.
didn't realize that would have collision.
Wait, so are these the time mushrooms?
Yep, these are the time mushrooms.
So what do they do when it is food time?
Fart.
Huh. So that incites hunger?
Yep. They smell gas and they get jealous and they're like, I guess I was supposed to keep going up just for a little bit longer. I just want to grab all the side quests before we go. I don't know how I'm going to wrap this all into the side quest episode. Some of it I will, some of it I won't.
I mean, this is just the no pawn tree.
Here we go. Apex Lake.
Oh, wait, there's a lake at the top of the tree? I suppose that's where it collects water.
It's a pleasant little area, though.
Oh, I know. This would be so idyllic.
Yep.
No pawn are living the life.
We have lizards for pet ones, but Mama Pod eat them. Next time we want to have poison lizards, so Mama Pod not eat them.
Or Mama Pawn eats them and then they're venomous. Isn't this a bad idea?
We want venomous lizards. Can Fen catch them for me? Me show Mama Pun poisonous lizards so she not eat them. Then, me get to keep pets forever.
What a...
Or her mother accidentally eats poisonous.
And then no more Mama Pod.
What was
Then she can have any lizard she wants.
what was the other ridiculous quest that the no pawn had us go on where it was one of those idiotic logic? And it was,
Is it the one where the guy kept asking us to buy, get presents for us? And it was just recursive present getting because he couldn't figure it out?
well, there was that. Yes. But there was definitely something else.
Fen's fixed time mushrooms. Now you'll be able to eat the appropriate tonnage of snacks.
Well, that's that. That's right. Good job, Brian. Cheers, Dunban. Nice of you to say so.
Thank you, friends. I wonder if it is nearly snack time.
No, it's Rhine time. I fixed her mushrooms. Why does it always say Rhine now?
And then all the no pawns starve because
They
have
just get,
to-
like, really, like, svelte. No, svelte's not the right word. What's the word where they're, like, well, sleek, I guess? I don't know.
No, that's not how
They
it
just
works.
look really strangely fit.
Then they start looking like Terriermon.
Yeah. Then they all eat Ryan.
But I really do wonder if the no pawn being as round as they are is literally an inherited trait so that they can
become
fall from great heights.
Ferrets.
Huh?
A hungry Nopon just looks like a ferret with long ears.
Mm-hmm.
Are they just having a slap fight?
I don't know. Oh, training. Yeah.
Training to become a warrior. But it's really tough. Me here that's best eat tangy food when tired from training. In that case, me want to eat some really tangy pure cherries.
Ooh, cherries.
Just thinking about pure cherries makes my mouth water. Bring me back some before Machna drowns in my drool. And we're done. Oh, that was quick. Let's see. Nothing back here. You know what, actually? Let's do some side quests for a little while. So I don't have to edit. Keep it all together.
Okay.
This is so much easier if we don't, like, immediately go off and do plot stuff, and we can do all the Machna Forest side quests real quick. Let's see. How do I know how the Machna tree is still alive?
Considering it is hollowed out, yeah.
Probably just non-stop fertilizer from the Nopon.
a type of food called albatro that you get in Machna. What? Albatro's a monster? Me was just about to go eat some. Oh, if other Nopon make the same mistake, it could be fatal.
Go kill it.
Me could have gone to eat it and ended up getting eaten myself. Do something about it.
Kill it.
I thought we already killed it.
No. That was the one that it ambushed us. We actually haven't killed any named monsters around here because
Okay. Because
they're
I remember
hard.
the albatro.
I think that was the one down in the river that
Yes,
ambushed
it was
us.
down in the river.
Ickety tickety, diddery do, glittery boo. Ka! Magic stones calling me.
Bam.
Pretending to be a wizard.
Did you see that little quest thing?
Oh.
See, this is why we should read the little quest. She's
Sure.
pretending to be a wizard.
You'll get them for me anyway? Even though this is just a game? Thank you.
I already got them for you.
See? The magic stones pretending to be evil wizard. Oh, evil wizard!
now me like evil wizard.
Yep. Oh, is that one wearing a bow?
Yep.
Or wait, no,
No,
just
two flowers. It was lined up in such a way.
Mm-hmm. But there are trees that can live with a slightly hollow state if they're able to get enough water up the bark. That's actually why if
Oh boy.
a tree is stripped from bark around the sides, then it ends up dying.
Okay. Is
In a
yeah.
Oh yeah, hey, why don't we start using Ricky and Melia or something?
Yep.
Ricky. Well, look at that spin.
He is spin. Plays Ricky for a second.
Whenever I hear the name Ricky, I think of Ricky Tikki Tavi.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, so did you ever read the story? It's this like little mongoose. It's a little mongoose and he's taken in by a family in India.
Look at that hat.
Oh, look. Yeah, he's taken in by a family in India and there's this evil snake that wants to kill the family. But Ricky Tikki Tavi succeeds in killing the mother snake and a bunch of babies and then has an ultimate fight against the father. Or maybe he killed the father first and then had to go after the mother and the babies of the Black Cobra family. I forget which, but he saves the children of the household from the giant snake that was trying to get revenge. And, yeah, I suppose he saves the day, but mongoose and snakes are bitter rivals and, well, not bitter rivals, but enemies. Because I think the mongoose actually do like to eat snakes, but they're well known for being able to dodge their attacks.
Dang, look at that hammer. Somebody was really not okay with the the owls.
What is up with the arms?
Tiger.
I don't want him to be a tiger. What are the other hats that he has?
We'll get there in a second. I like this warrior nasher. It looks fun.
It looks enormous.
So we've got Ecru type, which is even more hair. Can we tell him to like
Whoa, look, yeah, it is.
dark hair?
Oh, a
Hat.
little hat.
Other hat. Normal.
Normal. Oh, a tiny little spear helmet. That's hilarious. Ah! Ah! Look at that
punk
little
phase.
spike helmet. What? What is that supposed to be?
Okay.
No, you're really gonna...
Oh boy. Going all in on this one. Oh, tight little pants.
How do you change the ear claws?
It's probably gloves. That's gloves. It's got to be gloves.
Okay. Oh, you're just changing his overcoat.
Yeah, or his pants. It varies.
Oh, wait. What?
Wow, that matches.
But then we can't see the scar in his belly. Oh, wait. What is that? He has a little propeller and stuff?
It's become Airman.
What? Okay, now you have to try putting the spike ball helmet on him with that.
One last thing.
Oh, like that's cool. Wait, does he have a tail? Like a little
Yeah.
fish? Okay, little fish dragon tail? That just makes him look like a dragon. We just need to see how ridiculous the spike ball look is.
Let's go full Titan for a bit.
They're not the same color. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are little mecha arms. More spikes. He just becomes a wrecking ball, doesn't he?
Oh,
The little dragon wings, the little...
I don't know.
You just want him to go full spike ball? I mean, you have the spike. But how will he look in cutscenes? This will be a travesty.
I am the aggro durian. Okay.
If it's too ridiculous in the cutscenes, we're gonna have to cut back on it. But it is. That is.
It's so good. Oh, right. I should probably do something about this for a second. Woo.
He.
What are his
Ricky
abilities?
says, "This is so my friends no longer use me as volleyball.
You kick Ricky, you regret.
They will no longer be able to spike me because I spike them."
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, like spiking a,
Oh, yeah.
a ball?
Oh. How is he not a tank? I thought he was a tank. Is he actually more of a DPS? Yeah, it actually looks like he's more of a DPS character, not a tank.
Freezenate. Roly-poly. Oh, that must be a good ability.
I thought he was a
Look
tank.
at that face. Look at that little face. He's too cute. Now, I wonder what it is about that particular mouth shape that is so adorable. Does it remind people of, say, cats?
Maybe?
I think so. Hero time.
Yep.
Not rhyme time.
Hero pun! Hero pun time.
What does roly-poly do? May force topple.
Bitey bitey. Sneaky.
Okay, there we... Oh, right. I forgot. I actually have to level this up.
Yeah, there's my quote.
Which is the quote now?
This is why friends no longer use Riki as volleyball.
You know, Spike Ricky. Ricky spikes you!
I mean, truth. Let's see. That is a good heal. Let's see. That's fine-ish. Ooh. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Now I've got little aggro spike ball to do horrible things. Oh, there's a quest back here.
I wonder why all the spikes are different colors.
I don't know. Aggro durian doesn't need to be one color. Kill Shimmering Fort, attacked me. Yeah. He just
They really
wants
like the water.
a bath.
He wants a bath and the animals attacked him.
Oh, man.
Look at that little run. Look at the spikes.
He is so cute.
Just a little face poking out.
He didn't need more than that.
Oh. It'd be great if you could land on him and actually cause damage. Oh, so you didn't replace either Ryan or Charla?
So Ryan
down.
is arguably one of my better tanks right now.
Mm-hmm. I understand why in games you have more party members than you do slots in your party. But I always feel bad for the characters that I use less often. Or you run into those awkward situations where you train up other characters, but one of them becomes a villain or is incapacitated, and then you have to replace them with someone that's substantially weaker. Or you have a super special quest that requires a party member that you don't use to be present, and then you go, oh, I haven't been using you.
So, Riki is a status effect monster.
Mm-hmm.
Effectively, he does bleed and poison and chill. That's actually really cool. Oh, and now I'm asleep.
People are talking about Final Fantasy X in relation to the whole who you use in your party business. I don't know if you want to retell the tale of your friend that couldn't defeat Final Fantasy X.
He specifically almost he specifically almost exclusively used summons for like the first half of the game. And then you run into what's his face like later on when he gets the ability to just insta give your summons.
I thought the summons were turned against you.
Oh no. Well, so there's that.
Okay.
But like before that, like he didn't even get that far. I was the one who got screwed over because my summons were turned against me. But no, the boss would straight up just like give all of your summons in one hit. Yeah, Seymour. Yep. And so he'd just give your summons, and since my friend hadn't bothered with any of the other characters really, they were all too weak to actually stand up to the guy and too under-leveled. Because the summons were generally stronger than, than the regular characters. And so he had to start over? Or, no, it wasn't even that. He had, like, several cursed moments in his playthrough. There was another point where you lost Yuna, who was, his main summoner.
Ah,
Am I supposed to be fighting in this area? Is I supposed to be fighting with... Oh, I'm supposed to be getting that. But there was a certain point where you lose Yuna in the party, and he didn't have a healer. And he couldn't get through the fights, but there was no grinding because it was locked by cutscenes. And it was just bad news all around for the poor guy. So that was the one where he had to start over. And then after he started over, he still, like, got wrecked with the summon business. And then when I played Final Fantasy X, I was just cheating hard because I wanted to get through the story instead of caring about gameplay. So I just had all my summons at max because I never used them. I'm like, haha, you know. All my summons are max level. And then you fight the last boss, who is just your summons as a boss rush. And then the last boss fight. And it's like, what? No, dang it.
And they actually leveled depending on how much you had leveled them.
Oh, yeah. They insta-killed me. It was less than pleasant.
So it must be comically easy for the people who don't use summons at all.
Easier, yeah.
Machna Ferris. So is he casting or throwing something with the staff as opposed to
No,
actually
it's a
hitting?
hammer.
It is a hammer?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he hits people with it. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be hitting people with it. He's a cute little zip ball, though.
Wait, did you say zip ball or zip
Yeah,
ball?
I mean, he's probably not actually faster than any of the rest of the cast, but
He
because his
seems
run animation
faster.
is so zippy, it feels like he's faster.
Well, I noticed that in games where you can play as a small race, so say the Asura in Guild Wars 2 or a goblin or something in World of Warcraft, it does look like you're going faster. Because they want to keep you at the same speed as the average height characters. So, yeah, looks like you're going at top speed. And then when you get speed boosts, it looks ridiculous.
Yep.
I found what I actually don't like is when you play really tall races in the games and it looks like their run cycle is really slow.
Yep.
Had to have a speed rune on at all times to make my Norn look faster and Char. Oh, so this one's a Plasma Dinos.
Yeah, this is the
So-
original one.
So Thunder. by the looks of
Oh,
it.
you know, that makes sense.
Yeah, because that one still has a little spike at top.
Yeah, but it's a... Oh, it's like a fringe. It's like an electro fringe. I got it.
Yeah, whereas the fire ones had a red one. So I wonder if that means that there's going to be an ice one. 'Cause are those the three elements that are typically used?
Water, possibly?
Mhm.
Because currently, Melia has fire, lightning, and water.
Okay, so sometimes water and ice get mixed together since they're just water in different states.
That's usually how it goes.
Mm-hmm. That looked like a nice one. I think he does use a lot of ice
Yeah,
magic.
he's got Freezenate, which is he spits frozen spit on the enemy.
Uh-huh.
I'm liking his
But see,
combos,
it's
though.
just like he's a caster.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to hit things with the club.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not standing particularly near because I get knocked off repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
This music reminds me of, say, the interior of an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. Like late at
Late in the
night, late in the evening. you know, kind of winding down.
How many places have we been to with live music?
I had not too many places.
Mm-hmm. And probably won't be able to for a long while.
It's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, and tragically, not much for a considerable amount of time, which is just sad.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So other neat feature about Riki,
Yeah?
he can steal. He is the thief character.
Oh, what kind of items do you get?
I don't know. Thin blood, mostly.
Blood? Ew.
Yeah. Which doesn't really seem like the kind of thing you'd steal, but... Oh. Sad thing is, I'm going to do this purely for the... No! I wanted to steal! Well, it's fine. There we go. Yeah, Riki's a strange character. Tons of HP, stats ailment moves, incredibly lightweight, not a tank, and can steal things. Yeah, I sincerely thought he was a tank originally.
I mean, they did say he had quite a number of debts. I wonder if he's a thief or if he's clumsy and costs everyone a lot of money. Like, we'll have to see.
No, you'll find out fairly soon why he's in debt, and it's hilarious.
Okay. He ate everything.
He's supposed to be a health tank. Problem is he doesn't have any good aggro moves that I've seen. So maybe he gets them later, but like, I'm not seeing it. Also, like, half of his attacks benefit from him being behind things. I appreciate it, though. I've been on a really big debuff kick lately. I think ever since Divinity Original Sin, I've been really big on debuffing enemies, if possible.
Mm-hmm. Giving yourself that little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. Which makes me extra grumpo when games don't let me actually debuff things because the mechanics don't match.
And you would have really liked to have been a mesmer.
Sort of.
Referring back to
Yeah.
Guild Wars 1 or 2.
The problem is that Mesmer required very high reflexes to, like, interrupt.
Well then, what if you had a main class, but then you used Mesmer to debuff?
Mesmer specifically gave you quick casting.
Ah.
Yeah. So I think it was fine as long as you didn't do that specific thing. But even then, you can play a debuff Mesmer and not interrupt. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Why are you pounding your chest?
Sometimes when I eat stuff, there's kind of like a
bubble? Is that what you're trying to get out?
I don't know. It's not heartburn, but it just feels like there's just something kind of low in my esophagus that's uncomfortable. And I don't like it. It doesn't happen often, but it's annoying.
Maybe it was the pineapple.
Could be. Yeah, trapped gas get like that sometimes. Yeah. I guess I could fart.
What?
Force a burp. And that would solve the problem.
Yeah, you could force a mouth fart, which is a burp. Ew, Wander.
Like I said, I can force it.
Ew. Then you're gonna get hiccups and you're going to regret it.
Yeah, we'll see. A long time ago, I was friends with a kind of, I'm not going to say a gross dude.
Was he one of the ones that could burp on command? And
Yep.
by burp,
Well,
really
no.
belch?
He could throw up on command
Wait, why would he do that?
to get out of class.
Wait. So he'd feign illness
Yep.
to get out of class? Oh. Oh my. That. Why would you do that? I'd be incredibly embarrassed. I don't. Looking back, I don't know. I've never thrown up in school.
Only time I ever threw up was when I was on those bad antibiotics.
Mm-hmm. But I think if I ever felt faint or ill, I would just try to steel myself and make it through. And maybe I would excuse myself to go to the bathroom. But it was one of those things where I just did not want to miss classes. Usually, though, when I felt ill, it was at the very beginning of the morning. So if I knew I was going to be sick, it was usually before I even got outside to go on the school bus. So my mom would just call in sick. And then I get to stay home for the day. Wander!
I'm sorry. I'm feeling much better now.
Well, apparently you got out. I've never heard you burp like that.
I look, like I said, force the issue.
What would the class's reaction be for you to other people flatulating in the room?
Usually what he would do is...
Or are you referring to the guy that would vomit?
It just pieced out. All right, cool. Yeah, I think you only ever actually threw up directly in class once.
And was it intentional?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, gosh.
He did not want to be there for that math test. Threw up all over the floor.
Ew.
I mean, we were second graders.
Wait. Oh,
Give the guy a bit of a break.
This is an elementary school? I was imagining high school.
No.
Okay.
Gosh, no. I mean, I'm sure people are like that. But all I remember is, like, not really liking the kid, but one day he was like, yeah, I'm going to teach everybody how to do this because the teacher wasn't there.
Uh-oh.
And it was dumb, but... and he was, like, trying to describe it, and me just being curious, I was like, alright, screw it, I'll give it a go. And more or less, as part of that, discovered, yeah, I can burp on command, which is actually really nice if I'm feeling, like, bloated. But it's super uncomfortable for anybody else around me for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
He's got debuffs aplenty.
Yeah. Agile Albatro. Oh, I see. It's not because of Alberto, it's Albatross.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Though, considering the names of some of the other creatures we've run into,
The Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And the Riguel.
it would not surprise me too much.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad I don't get burps or hiccups or anything of that sort often. Wander gets hiccups just from sitting in bed and breathing
Usually
a
it's
certain
from... I get hiccups when I'm laying down or if I'm talking excitedly after eating.
way. It's all about diaphragm spasms.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a lot of damage. Also, Riki has the most HP.
Yep.
Wow.
He's supposed to be some kind of like bizarro heal tank, I guess. Ow.
Maybe he's just supposed to be a berserker. Berserker
Yeah.
paladin. If he can heal, use magic, and is also a brawler, then perhaps paladin.
He's just an odd duck.
I like him. He's so cute.
He is cute.
And aside from Melia, he's the first non-Hom party member. Though they don't know that Melia isn't a Hom yet, but we can tell. We can tell. She's hiding those little wings inside the cap of hers. Almost down.
Yep.
This electric guitar.
It's pretty good music. Ooh. That's some pretty good resources, too. EXP and whatnot. Let's see. So that's it for this area. Launch back up here.
So many quests.
Not as much as Gower Plains. Gower Plains had a lot. A lot of these are just the same. Yeah, a lot of those were just kelp mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, I see.
yeah. Nothing fancy beyond that. Let's see. Are we supposed to kill Bird Boy up here?
Oh yeah, I think we did get a quest for him. Well, not that one in particular, but the large one behind it.
No, actually, we're just supposed to get the thing right in front of him.
Oh.
I'll probably do a big murder on him anyway. Seeing as I wanted a little bit of vengeance, and now that I've discovered that Riki is actually pretty dang good, we'll go from there. I never used Riki my previous playthrough. I mostly mained Shulk, largely just because Shulk had a good topple synergy with Rhyme, which is really useful for the face mech on. And is probably something I'm going to have to rely on a little bit.
Well, whenever fighting Mechon, using Shulk makes sense because he has the
Yeah.
Monado.
Now that I'm actually using the other characters, I'm like, oh, I guess that actually isn't terribly necessary.
Wander.
It's just so much gas.
Wander Toot.
What happens when...
Gas is coming out of both ends.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Well, I mean, it's
This all
revenge.
started happening as
Revenge
soon
for all that curry.
as- What do you mean by the curry?
You. I had a terrible morning.
Yeah, but that was because we had legit Japanese curry with the potatoes.
Yeah, them patats. They did not go great.
I have a stomach of steel apparently because anything that makes him upset, I digest just fine.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't ever throw up anymore. My stomach is definitely a lot more like, don't do that. And I'm like, but why?
A difference in intestinal biomes, chat
Yep.
says. Well, it's interesting because in order to, I suppose, rehab the intestinal biomes, they suggest that you either have things like yogurt or kombucha and stuff. Maybe you need to drink some kombucha so that you can start acquiring new bacteria for your intestinal biome.
Yeah. We can find me some booch. Oh, shoot.
We have one more bottle.
Play dead. He was starting to hit me with his super move, and I played dead.
It was funny the other day when I was chatting with my friends online, my friends from my hometown. I was drinking a bottle of kombucha And I was also having hot tea too. We were supposed to have a tea party with hats and such. I didn't really have any interesting hats, so I wore the Imperial officer hat from the original trilogy of Star Wars.
Oh, we should go to the Haberdasher at some point.
What's that?
There's a really cool looking hat shop in downtown Portland, if it still exists.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. So
I think it's on the opposite side of the river, so I don't think we'd have to worry about it too much.
we'll have to see. Maybe we want to look it up later. Oh, venomous lizards! We need to acquire more for that little girl so she can have pets that our mama won't eat. Mama Pon. But, so I was drinking the kombucha, and it's in a dark bottle. I think they use recycled glass and such. And it's a nice shape too. I think they have their own custom mold that has all of these rivulets and such. It's really pretty. The particular type of kombucha I was drinking was called Hum, with a couple M's after it. But my friends are going, "Are you drinking alcohol?" I think it was the friend that had never had kombucha before. And I was like, "No, I'm having kombucha." And everyone was talking excitedly about kombucha. Just like, maybe I'll have to try it someday.
They're like, "Oh, she's gone native."
Huh? Well, apparently, the first time I ever had kombucha was in Kansas, actually.
I know.
It was at Whole Foods.
But like, you can straight up get kombucha by the gallon out here.
Yeah. But I suppose it's become trendy in New York as well.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely
It's
trendy
kind of like
everywhere.
how bubble tea just exploded over there too, even though it was very small when we had been there.
It is interesting how, like, you know, everything has kind of its trends around the rest of the U.S., but it feels like Portland always takes like weird hipstery trends to the nth degree if they can, just because.
Mm-hmm. It's really weird. Wherever we move, I still don't feel like it's home necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still always refer to home as being
I got
the
a
place
quirky
I grew
liver.
up with. Well, grew up in for the first 26 years of my life. But I think the other thing too is, for me, while the places that we've rented are home in a sense, they're not really home because you don't own them and you can't make changes or adjustments to them, and you don't know how long you're going to stay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess maybe I just have never really had that feeling because the maximum I've ever lived in a location has been 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I guess I just don't have that really solid sense of permanency when it comes to living locations. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've moved houses once growing up, and that was because my parents wanted to move to a better school system, and I was not even a half year through kindergarten when they switched schools. So it wasn't so bad for me. I could start making new friends and whatnot in the new neighborhood. Our old house was nice, but it was definitely small. You know, only a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath kind of deal. I suppose technically you would have 2 half baths if you counted the really weird bathroom in the basement that no one ever finished. I did not like that one. But yeah, I only lived there until I was about 6. And then we moved away. Literally, it wasn't too far. It was just on the other side of town. So maybe about 20 minutes away or 30 minutes away. But I don't know. Definitely a shift.
I didn't look at these.
Oh, innocence, vivacity, flexibility.
So strength during the day, low value items to be offered when trading. Reduce cooldown during the day, improves chance of monsters dropping silver chests. Ooh. A lot of day-related stuff. Oh. That's really cool. Let's Riki steal EXP with Yoink and share it with the party.
Oh.
Steal AP, share with the party. And allows items to be sold for a higher price. Ooh. Awards the same EXP regardless of participation in battle.
Oh. Interesting.
Same thing with AP. Holy crap, Riki is amazing.
Riki is awesome.
Increases chance of getting gold chests.
So he is your money and XP and
He is my
every maker.
everything. I like this guy. Alright, well, keeping him in the party.
And he's so spiky.
Yeah, hopefully we find... I want to actually get that, like, weird silvery armor complete, because that looked really cool. I want to see what the helmets look like. I am back. I feel better. I do not feel like I am Gas Man.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think would beat Gas Man in a fight?
Clearly Riki, because he has spikes.
No. It's got to be a blank man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, let's make our own Mega Man game worth of what are they called? Mavericks.
Okay.
You know how naming
No,
convention
I
works in
understand.
Mega Man, yeah?
Yeah, I understand what Gas Man would be.
Ooh, Matchman. Yeah, Matchman would.
Just burn up the gas.
Yep, Matchman wins. Who beats Matchman?
I mean, I was thinking that someone that could beat both of them would be Gustman.
All
or
right.
like Windman, or,
All right.
you know.
Yeah, Gustman
Man.
wins. So who beats Gustman? Brickman?
Something immobile and immovable.
Yeah.
But the thing is, wind will always prevail with time. There are canyons that are windswept that keep eroding away.
Vacuum Man. Sucks it right up. Who beats Vacuum Man?
I mean, clearly something that would short circuit it. So, water of some variety.
I was going to say trick question. Business regulation, man. No more door-to-door sales for you, Vacuum Man.
Tub man.
Tub Man.
Yeah, just immerse the vacuum inside the tub and it fries.
Wow. Way to just immediately get rid of that vacuum.
Who will defeat Tub Man?
Well, certainly not Tornado Man. Who would defeat Tub Man? Grime Man. It's not so much a defeat, but he kind of leads to the downfall of Tub Man.
But then Grime Man would be defeated by Soap Man or Cleaner Man. Or...
Yeah, Soap Man. Suds Man. Let's go with Suds Man.
Mm-hmm.
Who defeats Suds Man?
Suds and bubbles and such?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really anything that can pop the bubbles and also absorb all of the moisture. So I'm just imagining cat litter for some reason.
Litterman. Somebody's suggesting Sponge Man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I feel like Sponge-Man wins.
Okay.
Or is an easy win. As opposed to like an esoteric win. Who beats Sponge-Man? Like, I almost feel like that actually recursive loops back to Grindman, where they kind of defeat each other eventually. No,
I mean,
who beats Sponge-Man?
I think Mudman, because
Ooh, Mudman. Yeah, you
Mud
can't
will defeat
really sponge
sponges.
up that much mud. Ooh, man, due to the overharvesting of natural sponge population. Oh, that is a little too real for me. Yeah, let's go with Mudman. Sponge-Man is
we
just
only have
not...
a couple natural sponges of our own.
Yep,
Actually, just one. And you use it to scrub your back.
yep.
It makes me wonder how they dry them out.
Probably just toss them on a rack.
Organisms.
Yep.
And then, I suppose with Mudman, you would pretty much just have to make whatever it is solid again. So would they just be defeated by Sandman, and Sandman would... Yeah, I don't know. It can go on for
Yeah.
a while.
I like improv games.
Oh, Sunman is a good one.
Yeah, Sunman. Okay.
Just dries it out, makes it crack.
Yep. Who's defeated by... Do we want to go with Moonman or...
No. It should definitely be like the Black Hole Man.
Oh.
What
Okay.
would it be called, though, other than a black hole? Is there a scientific name for a black hole that sounds cooler?
Void Man?
I mean, I suppose it
Nah.
potentially
Black
leads
Hole Man?
to a void.
Singularity Man. There we go.
Singularity.
That's it.
I suppose that those are described as singularities of some sort. But
Yeah,
singularity it's used to describe a ton of things, though.
I feel like
And people are saying
We have-
supernova. Yeah, that would
we have
explode the
escalated
sun.
hard. Poor Mudman just gets wrecked by the sun. And then you have to call in a...
And Black
know-
Hole Man or the Singularity Man just trumps all.
Yo, what would beat Singularity Man? Not much. We have hit our dead end.
Yeah, because that would just be the end of existence.
Like, maybe you could argue Big Bang Man, but like...
Distant Man.
I feel like Big Bang Man is just wrong on too many levels, and we should not we should not go down that dark hole of Mega Man villainry. Okay, so yeah, we hit our dead end with this one. I like the idea of this. Okay, rules for the game.
But I think the game will always end with...
But the goal
black
is to
hole.
keep it going for as long as possible. It's like hacky sack. You don't want to end with Singularity Man, because then no one beats that. Because effectively, like, bad balance, universe gets wrecked, and Dr. Wily wins. Let's see, there's already Cosmo Man. Yeah. But Canon has nothing to do with it, with this game. Who beats Cannon Man?
Really?
I was gonna say Disney Man.
I knew you keep telling me not to mention
Star Wars is banned!
stuff.
Unless I bring it up as a joke. Ooh, okay. So Cannon Man is defeated by Retcon-Man. That's an easier thing to work with.
But the thing is, that's the problem. Retcon-Man can retcon what, stories, time, history? Like what can Retcon-Man do? Okay, let's shift the subject. What would a Retcon-Man's superpowers be in the context of a superhero film?
Retcon-Man?
Yeah.
It would be like
Would he be able to rewrite
things that
common
happened.
knowledge?
Yeah. So Retcon, I almost feel like
Retcon-Man would be way too powerful.
yeah. No, that's a good point.
Retcon-Man is that would be.
I feel like Retcon-Man would be kind of Dr. Manhattan style, where
He's trying to create the perfect world, even
no,
if it means
no. I
destroying
think he's
all
more
the...
limited by his own power set. That he can't just retcon anything, because
what would give
he
him-
would have to understand it first to retcon it properly. Otherwise, he wrecks everything. So, like, maybe there's like Dark Retcon-Man that just like uses his powers willy-nilly and wrecks everything, and then after a while, he realizes that he was in the wrong all along, and spends most of his time trying to retcon his retcons in order to fix things.
People
and
are
so
talking
he is,
about how Shulk can be considered a Retcon-Man.
yeah,
I
kind
mean,
of.
Yeah, I mean he's trying to rewrite events.
Yeah, he doesn't like how they're going, so he's like, get out of here. And they're like, ah.
Well, that's the thing. How far, like, retconning is usually when you're only editing something that has already come to pass.
Correct.
That would be that. You know how much I dislike time travel.
Yeah, so
that is.
I feel like
that is
I feel
verging on-
like this is a two-link chain that hit a dead end quick. Well, maybe
because
not.
How
Okay.
would you ensure that the retcons don't ruin
Alternatively,
the present that you're currently in?
I bet Ratings Man would probably beat out Retcon Man.
Ratings?
Yeah. Where Ratings Man knows the popularity of all things. And so the two of them are actually good friends. And so anytime Retcon Man like is going to do a thing, Ratings Man is there to just say like, no, that's a bad idea. And so ultimately, Retcon Man doesn't do anything because Ratings Man is more or less just like telling him not to constantly. Jiminy Cricket style. You know? Because think of it, like how many retcons have been like kind of phased out because they were a terrible idea because the ratings are terrible.
Nope. I mean, that's true.
So like, yeah, Retcon-Man is all powerful, but that
But that's
becomes
the
his
question.
weakness.
Could Retcon-Man retcon things in such a way that people are forced to like it? Like what, or can he? What can he retcon?
well,
Only things that he can imagine, or only a person's individual decision, or can they
realistically,
really edit
it's not
a
mind
whole-
control because retcons do not control. All he can do is change what happened, but the outcome is still. Like, he would only be able to make, well, maybe not minor tweaks. He'd be able to make massive tweaks if he wanted to. But that doesn't necessarily mean, it could be a little bit monkey pawish, that it won't always go exactly his way. And it's not everybody's going to be happy with the outcome. So, yeah, maybe he retcons. Well, I mean, it's the classic time travel story. You go back in time, try and fix it, and whoops, what do you know? You just
made it worse.
Yeah, you just made it way worse and spawned Super Hitler, and it's like, what? And Retcon-Man is never touching World War II again. So Retcon-Man would be defeated by Editor Man? Yeah? Or just Creative Director Man? But no, let's go with Editor Man. No.
I don't want to continue this at
What?
the moment.
Okay. I just like weird improv games where we come up with mediocre or overpowered superheroes.
I do like it when people re-envision superheroes with appearances or abilities that are more literal to the name that they have.
Okay.
So, for instance, Batman. You know how Spider-Man has a lot of abilities that make him more like a spider? Batman, the only thing that really attaches him to bats is his
Cape?
attire and the fact that he glides around.
Okay.
But other than that, he's really just a martial artist techno wizard.
Yeah.
So, well, I shouldn't say techno wizard, more like just a tech and traps kind of person. But imagine if someone truly was the Batman and they had echolocation.
I mean, that's just Man-Bat.
Vampiric powers. Man-Bat?
Yeah. I'm 90% certain there's like a...
Is there a story arc where he gets powers like that?
No, I'm
Or
pretty
is this
sure
someone
there's just
from
a
Marvel?
different character called Man-Bat.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, people are backing me up on this one. Man-Bat is a thing.
Man-Bat. The vampire Batman? There were rumors of a Dr. Morbius.
I
Thing
don't think they're
coming out.
rumors. I think it's on its way.
Well, I know it's on its way, but... And who did they get in it? Is it Leto? Oh, yeah, I think it's Leto.
I think so. Wait, okay. Isn't
Jared
Jared Leto the frontman for 30 Seconds to Mars?
He was also...
Joker?
Joker.
Yeah. But did you know he has a cult now?
A cult?
Yeah! He likes to dress up, more or less kind of cosplay as Jesus. And has, like, a bunch of women around that'll, like, listen to his sermons and stuff.
Weird.
Yeah, on his private island. It's super weird.
Well,
And he has the rest of the band there with him for reasons.
What?
Yeah. I found this out yesterday.
Wait, so he's essentially just a rock... He has a bunch of rock groupies that worship him.
Yeah, except for they all wear, like, white and wander around his island with him.
Mm-hmm. Also, Dino!
Dino that's going to wreck me if I let it see me.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big bad Rex.
That is a Tyrannosaurus.
Oh, I need to kill
Stegorex.
Breezy Zolos here.
Breezy Zolos. Without alerting the giant.
I'm hoping
Giant
it doesn't turn
Stegorex?
around.
We do not want the Stegorex to see us.
Yeah, if we're lucky it doesn't turn around, and that makes my life easier. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I could see him playing a vampire. I mean, he has the hair for it, at least for Morbius. And remember how he was that creepy guy in Blade Runner 2? Well, Blade Runner.
we might have to come
2049.
back to this one. Breezy Zolos is hard.
Oh no!
Also,
Well, can't you heal Rain?
not
Ryan?
well.
But now he's not. Oh yeah, now he's after
Ow.
you. Your little spike armor isn't helping you.
Cosmetic only. Ow.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, ow. Okay. Let's see. So, do you want to, like, literal name people, or...
It's interesting if you think about it, because I like how in the X-Men, despite the fact that X-Men is X-Men, most everyone just had a name. They didn't have man or woman attached to it.
Well, they had, like, Cyclops and
Well, Cyclops,
Shadowcat.
Wolverine. Yeah, I mean, Jean Grey was Phoenix, but then you also have Colossus and Nightcrawler and things like Storm.
I feel like the whole, like, Blank Man thing is a fairly DC character.
Oh, definitely.
With the exception of Spider-Man.
I suppose Iceman is another
Yeah.
man.
And the Invisible Woman.
The
Okay.
Invisible Woman.
You know what? I bet it's either a Stan Lee or a Jack Kirby thing. Probably Stan Lee.
Perhaps. Or they realized that after a while it was better to name characters. Well, Iron Man.
Yeah.
But then you have
my
characters
bet-
like Miss
my bet
Doctor
is-
Strange and Hulk and Black
My bet
Widow
is
and-
a lot of those characters were all made by one specific person. Yeah, Ant-Man, Giant Man,
Our Man.
Power Man. Okay, too many men. And probably too many women.
Obviously, there with Batman and Superman, there were those two.
Yeah.
Though
So maybe
Flash wasn't. Cyborg.
Wonder Woman,
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
A lot of the
Oh, I think the oldies tend to have the
well,
man or
remember,
woman
a
part.
lot of the oldies were made by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it shouldn't surprise too much. Okay. Well, let's,
But yeah, it's all interesting.
I'm just trying to think of how to turn this into kind of a not a thought experiment, a pseudo creative-ish thing. Like, what are some blank men or women that would make good superheroes? I mean, this is kind of close to what we were just doing earlier, but still. Oh, look at these guys. They've just got, like, weird straps on their hoof hands. What is even going on with these dudes? Mothman,
I could-
Bearman.
I can imagine it being abused, but someone that can control gravity, like Gravman.
Yeah. I feel like Gravity Man would be really cool until he goes evil, at which point everyone's doomed. Like, Gravman is the one guy that, like, no one wants to pick on, and all the villains are just, like, scared shitless of accidentally being the person to set him off. He's, like, actually, like, a good dude that has, like, a firm grip on his powers, but everyone knows that, like, if he were to snap ever, it would be just bad times for everybody. His nemesis is just a psychotherapist there to just make him feel good about himself.
What?
Yeah. I just, like, think of it, though. If you had a world with, like, superpowers and stuff, and you had certain characters that, like, absolutely could just, like, destroy the planet or, like, a full-on physical law, you wouldn't want them to be out on the street doing basic hero work, nor would you want them doing anything terribly dangerous or important. Because if they so much as screwed up, a lot of bad things would happen. Like, do you know the hero of the century?
I've heard of him, but I don't...
He's a schizophrenic, if I remember right. I think he's a schizophrenic. But he was supposed to be Marvel's kind of version of Superman, but to make him more interesting, they made him extremely screwed up. Because they, you know, they wanted him to have depth or things. Which I think is valid. But what is going on? That guy just pieced out, I guess.
It's interesting that these guys think that thumbtacks are bracers, but I suppose they're pointed outwards, so they could be weapons.
Wait, they retconned Sentry into 50 years of comics? What?
Huh?
Oh,
Speaking of retconning,
yeah?
mm-hmm.
What, you mean just Retcon-Man?
Well, no. Just how can they retcon someone unless they made another character actually Sentry?
Don't do that.
What do you mean?
Wiggling your feets?
That okay?
It's It's a peeve. I have been peeved.
I would love to see Rom Space Knight, but they remade the comic recently and it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And
so apparently with the Sentry, they pretended he helped out with every major plot point, but was erased from Marvel's history. Yeah,
hi.
that's a pretty hard retcon, or anti-retcon.
I mean, they kind of had to do it with Rom because Rom belonged to Parker Brothers. Marvel was brought on to do a series for Rom, and while he had a number of comics that were dedicated to pushing his own story along with his fight against the Dire Wraiths, there were so many crossover comics.
I mean, do you know how many crossover comics there are for every Marvel product?
Yeah,
It is actually disgusting.
He was working with Hulk. He was working with the X-Men several times. He had worked with the X-Men. He worked with Power Man and Iron Fist, and I thought they really should have had a crossover with him and Iron Man because that would have been funny, but they never did it.
Sounds like the kind of thing you'd hear out of Worms. Some capes getting wiped out of history because of something dangerous relating to them. Yep. I still gotta read Worm at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I tried reading it, and it's like, it starts off decent, but it's just a little too unhappy. And then every time I like try and read about it, I'm like, this just sounds unhappy. Good, but unhappy. See, I'm shocked there are no Western mecha comic franchises.
Western Mecha.
I'm
trying to think of them. Yeah, I think the whole giant robot business was really all started in Japan. Transformers are Japanese, right?
Yep.
But then why does IDW and a bunch of other comic... Yeah. I mean, okay, there are some series that are Canadian or like American written.
Let's see, BattleTech.
Because there was Beast Wars, which was Canadian.
Isn't BattleTech originally? No, maybe it is.
I mean, most series with giant robots and mecha probably have a...
I get
Japanese
BattleTech
origin.
a little screwed up in my head because of all of Harmony Gold's nonsense. There's like Pacific Rim, and there's some other things. There's Megas XLR, but like nothing enduring. Like no Gundam, for example.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's in part because they really are these giant suits of armor, in a way. And where do they fight? Do they fight in cities above the surface of a planet or in space?
Okay, so BattleTech licensed some Japanese mecha designs, but for the most part, it was Western. Got it.
Huh.
I just know they were the ones that had Harmony Gold roll in to screw them over, hence why BattleTech and Mech Warrior are the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But legally somewhat distinct because screw Harmony Gold. Making copyright trolls of the highest order. Effectively, they had like the rights to produce it a long time ago, and then they're like, so that means we own it, right? And everybody's like, no. Why would you think that? Ours now, you fools.
Mm-hmm.
I have a low opinion of Harmony Gold. I don't think they've even done anything to like justify their behavior either. It's just mostly constantly just suing to hold on to stuff.
It's interesting when there are those franchises that do give a licensing right to some company and they never actually produce anything.
Yep.
And they go, hey, where was that movie or television show you're going to come out with? You know, we have people biting at the bit to maybe make one, and since you aren't...
Yeah, speaking of Star Wars...
What?
They've just given the license to EA for years, and it took EA like 10 years to maybe start making good Star Wars games again. Like, they did...
I remember back in the heyday... There were tons of them.
Well, yeah, because
in the 90s.
Because George Lucas / LucasArts was straight up one of the like legendary game design studios.
Oh, I know.
And then they went belly up a
license.
long time ago because I think they just wanted to get out of the industry or like whoever was in charge.
LucasArts was dissolved by Disney.
No, the game studios were dissolved well before Disney.
Really?
Yeah. Like late 90s, early 2000s. I don't really remember what.
I'll have to look that up. But in any case, yeah, because back then BioWare made some really nice games too. Any news on when they're... I think the next game they were going to release was another Dragon Age.
Yeah, it's kind of iffy.
Because the problem was they had that... What was that?
Anthem?
Anthem Exosuit game.
Yeah, and
that one
purportedly, and by their own accounts, they are like retooling it from the ground up to make it good.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, they've got actually a pretty decent base. I know people like to meme about it being terrible, but it was a legitimately fun game that was just designed stupid.
I think it was akin to what they did with Final Fantasy 14, where they just remade the game.
Let's see. LucasArts were making point-and-click adventure games, and they weren't selling anymore at the time. Dark Forces and Jedi Knight were the only things selling. Yeah, that would make sense. Because unfortunately, like, their point-and-click games were actually fantastic.
They did the Monkey Island stuff,
Yep.
right? I never got to play those, but I did play the Jedi Knight series. And because we were young enough at the time, LucasArts also had some of their little educational math games. I remember learning math while buying parts for my pod racer. And dealing with Jabba the Hutt and Mos Eisley and beating Sebulba in matches.
It's so interesting how 10 years ago, at the start of the indie game movement, over the course of, I guess, the last 10 years, so many genres that everybody just didn't give a dang about, professionally and production-wise, are suddenly, like, top tier and super important.
Well, I think it's because new indie studios starting out, what's most accessible to them? The point and clicks, the 2D games,
platformers, quirky little indie games. Yeah, trying to do a big production usually ends up with something like No Man's Sky, where everybody's mad at you.
Right. So what they do is they make the most of what medium they have, but then they really have an excellent art style or a narrative or something to make it stand out. Because that's what I feel about anything that's low production. You usually have to compensate for it with an interesting aesthetic and story, because you can't rely on the special effects or the expert costuming or the locales or things of that nature for filming.
But it's just interesting, always hearing about these larger or, major studios that made some of the IPs that everybody is like, still remember fondly, and how they shut down because budget issues. Myst, for example.
They didn't really.
I mean, it was a lot of things. They killed Myst. But, like, if they were to just come up with, like, just Myst 6 normally, and I mean, that's effectively what they're doing, you know, everybody would probably buy it again.
Oh yeah, I mean, most anyone who grew up in the 90s remembers Myst very, very fondly.
Still haven't played it.
You need
I'll
to play
get to
them.
it at some point.
But in any case,
wonder would you like a Mass Effect HD remaster? In about 5 to 10 years, not sooner. Generally, the games have aged all right at this point, and to remaster them now.
but also the third act is disappointing.
Yeah, my biggest issue is, like, I feel like remasters should be like Final Fantasy VII, or, well, I guess those are remakes. The Final Fantasy VII
I want
and
Ocarina of Time
yeah,
because I played that all the time growing up.
like I
and
guess
would love to see
I guess
that
I could see
on
kind of
concert.
a remaster that's just
console.
like run it through some HD filters, scale the UI a little bit better, and just combine all 3 games into one. Like, I could see that sort of thing being good, but I'd almost like to see them just tackle that 10 years from now when it really does not run well on our 12K super wombo computers.
Oh gosh, humans can't even see at that level.
No.
I think people can't even see 4K.
Yeah, I honestly generally refuse 4K just because the UI is so small.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how you get over to this area. Let's see.
Might be
What?
a bridge. Oh no, there's a cavern. Look,
Oh.
look
Where?
on the map. Or at least I thought there was. Wait, yeah, go over there. Yeah, see, look at, or, oh. I mean, that, something might extend over. Look
Oh,
at that little tiny
This might
thing
be
on
the
edge.
other side of the lung. Because you come out of the lung here, and I bet maybe you come out of the lung over there? Maybe.
Hmm.
I'm unsure. Alright, we never finished those.
Yeah, people really say they love Majora's Mask as well. Yeah, the one thing that made me upset about Majora's Mask is that I understood that time travel was a key feature that you always had to go back. But I didn't like the idea of losing whatever progress I had made in the world or with other characters and then having to go backwards in time again. And also, it gave me anxiety if I ever had to do anything on the 3rd day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
I
generally
mean, you can play the songs to make time slow.
I generally
and time
prefer it
speed
when
up.
time is based on kind of like like an action slot. Like, going into X dungeon will take up 1 of 3 time slots per day. And so you can explore there as much as you want, but you don't have a ticking timer that's like, no, you can't do this, you're going to run out of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, timers are scary. Harvest Moon gives you that anxiety. I don't mind it so much in, like, Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon. Animal Crossing was the big one for me recently that I was not keen on. I
We
did
didn't
not
like that time was passing when we weren't playing the game.
Yeah, because, like, I love it. I love the idea of, like, kind of time passing and there's kind of this like, natural progress as you build up and whatnot. But it is so uncomfortable from my perspective, trying to record a series on a game.
Because you have to put it down sometimes and then you don't record for several days and we just gave up with it.
Yep.
But also it really just became a, come back, build more things, and maybe get new recipes to customize your island or your home a little bit more.
It is insane how much of this stuff that they managed to just have running on the Wii. No problem. Like, sadly, it still kind of looks like butts now. But it's still so impressive how huge these environments are. Like, honestly, most of these environments are straight up bigger than they were in Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe X? I don't remember. Like, it's weird. I spent a lot of time doing stuff in X. but I don't remember a whole lot of the zones apart from like, yeah, that's pretty. I don't really remember exploring them, and maybe that's just because you were only ever there for like a quest or two, and then you almost never had to go back unless you were trying to be completionist. Let's see, did Persona do something like that? But energy for the day? No, you just had time slots. So like if you went into the mementos, that would be your afternoon or evening or something like that. Which I think it's a good system. I think the other problem I ran into is just that, like, I think they fixed that for Royale, which was like half the time you'd have your like nighttime block and the cat would be like, man, you look tired, go to bed. And I'm like, the sun's still out. And it's like, nope, bedtime. And you're like, And so they fixed it for the Royale version. But I just don't want to play another 100-hour JRPG where I've seen it all and done it before. Because, like, I'm sure you guys have noticed over the series that, like, I can't talk about the plot as much because there's less mystery for me because I've seen...
We're gonna get to a point where you haven't seen things,
well,
though.
That flash forward where we keep seeing Beard Man on the bridge and
The
fights and stuff, like that is the last thing I remember from when I played this game. I'm not even sure if I really got to that point. Let's see, which Persona we're talking about? Royale. Persona 5 Royale, which makes me a little mad because I love the idea of, you know, playing the updated version with all this stuff. Have fun, Ricky.
Whoa, and he falls over.
Let's see. Right, quest log is down here.
Well, I feel cheated.
Hmm?
I would feel cheated if they came out with, you know, a year later they came out with the game after I'd already spent all this time finishing it for the first time.
Yep.
And saying, hey,
like,
we have the same game for you, but there's new characters and new things to do, but you have to play the entire game to experience them.
Yeah.
And you go,
can I just, like, skip all the stuff I did before? Like, give me a curtailed version. You know, where the dungeons are...
Or you do something like this, where they add a cute side quest thing or whatever they have. Is it?
It's like a whole separate,
It's a whole separate
10-hour side story.
A 10-hour side story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not have that? That's like a DLC.
Well, that's what they did, but you have to play through the whole game to get there, which kind of makes sense. But it was just like a matter of like, I want more RPGs to respect my time. I say as I grind out the kill X quest. But, like, it's games like this that make me want games to respect my time more, because it is mindless. And I realize I could probably do this all off camera, which, you know, the temptation is there often. The problem is, the way the game is structured, you effectively get out into an area, get a bunch of side quests, could continue on with the story, but the way the levels are scaled, it takes a while before you actually snowball past the safe zone and into, like... Well, snowball into the safe zone where no matter what you do, you're kind of the right level.
I have played games over again if they're the very long ones, like 2 and 3 times over, but it either has to be because there are branching paths that you can take that will alter the course of the game itself, the plot, or I'm doing it for nostalgia's sake and a couple of years have passed. But those games are fewer in number, the ones that I'd be willing to play through again and again.
I feel like Zelda games would be kind of up in there.
Zelda games are definitely ones I like playing again. Just to live in their world.
It's kind of like how
longer.
Pokemon used to have the third game that came out that was basically the definitive version. Yeah. And like as a kid I loved them. As an adult, I'm very glad they stopped with those, and now they just kind of have these expansions coming out.
They did stop with them because
Well,
it always
they
made
didn't
people
sell
want-
very well.
I would have thought that more people would have gotten them.
So what you ended up having was that a
people
lot of
would
people
wait.
would actually just wait,
Yeah.
or a lot of people wouldn't buy them because they'd already played before and it wasn't passionate. Like they
remember
weren't passionate
being-
about it.
So upset. So I wanted to get. I had Pokemon Blue, and I was fine about not getting Yellow and whatnot. I didn't want Pikachu following me around all the time. But I remember when Silver and Gold came out, I didn't get it immediately. And then my cousin had gotten Gold, and another friend that we had. I think we were going to a summer camp together, and another girl had Silver. And I was like, ooh, maybe I should get Crystal. Crystal just came out, and it's the same game, just it has Suicune on it. I love Suicune. So I go get it, and my cousin was playing on the original Game Boy and was still fine playing the Game Boy versions. And so I thought, when you put Game Boy Color cartridges into the Game Boy, they just go black and white. That's fine, right? But it turns out that unlike Silver and Gold, which when you put those into a normal Game Boy, sure, they just revert to black and white and you can still play it. But with Crystal, you had to have a Game Boy Color. And I had a Game Boy Pocket at the time, so I was so disappointed that I couldn't play the Crystal version and I traded it in for Silver. But it was funny because years down the line, I got a used Game Boy Color so that I could trade between Blue and Silver. Then I could have gotten Crystal, but at that time I didn't bother. I think by then everyone had already moved on to the DS. Or no, not the DS. Like the Game Boy Advance. They had moved on to Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Advance SP. But I think by that time I was focusing a little bit more on reading books all the time. So I wasn't playing on the Game Boy much anymore. I only ever had 3 Game Boy games growing up.
Oh, I had a lot.
I know you had a lot, but no, I only had Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Silver, and Ms. Pac-Man. We got a lot more.
Does that mean you're actually good at Pac-Man?
Huh?
Are you good at Pac-Man?
I'd say so.
I've never played Pac-Man. I'm not even really sure what the goal is.
So the goal
Get
is
the power pellets.
yeah. So
eat the ghosts.
So the thing is, you have that little maze.
Oh, you have to get all the pellets, then you clear the level, and it gets harder and faster
It gets
slowly.
harder and
Yeah,
faster
that's
each
what it
time.
is. I vaguely remember reading about that in like a sort of documentary thing. Oh, that's why.
And when you eat ghosts, they go back to their little enclave in the center and become benign. And then they get released again. But it gets scary as time goes on. Yeah, we have Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man for the Atari as well. By the way, you got keys for Missile Command.
Oh,
There is a new Missile Command.
I think I saw that and kind of zoned out because I lumped it in with the other game that they had produced, which was the Pong reimagining, which looked just so dumb.
Okay, well, maybe we can take a look at them.
Yeah.
Missile Command was one of my favorite games on the
Atari?
Atari.
Let's see. So where's the plot currently? We're supposed to be taking out the Telethia for Melia. However,
You're doing side quests.
Yeah.
But, so essentially, our intrepid heroes, Shulk and
Don't give a
Ryan-
full...
Okay, fine. Essentially, one of their best friends got killed, who happens to be the younger sister of another
No,
family
I think
member.
this person has already seen this game before, just wants to know where we are in the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We are on the back.
Yeah.
of the Bionis.
We're in Mokta Woods.
We're in the woods. We've just found the Nopon village. They gave us their very spiky hero, Riki, who we're playing as right now.
I am an angry durian.
He's adorable. And yeah, Melia desires to, well, it is her goal to kill the Telethia that escaped, I suppose, her people. She hasn't revealed that she's one of the, what were they called again? The it wasn't Atreyans or something, or Hyentia.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. She hasn't revealed as of yet that she's a Hyentia, but everyone's going to help her.
I find it kind of dumb that everybody's just like, there's something strange about her. She keeps referring to us as Homs, but she's a Hom. Could she be a Hyentia that was mentioned minutes before? No, never.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Shulk has had visions of her helping them fight against the masked or the face Menace, so obviously wants to help her.
Yeah, we should maybe take a look at it. I don't know. I've just been kind of overwhelmed with keys, and I truly do not want to try and cover everything. Because it just takes so much time prepping a video for, like, a new series.
Well, I still think you need to do a lightning round.
To
use up all those keys.
Kind of.
And to just see what everything is. Because it's interesting. Wander looks at a lot of YouTubers that are larger than himself or ones that he used to look up to, and a lot of them have gone to shorter form content and maybe only first impressions or highlight reels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that you want to emulate that, but giving games that you don't have the intention of playing all the way through just a brief look, but without the expectation of there being a series. Unfortunately, we run into the issue where sometimes we go a little overboard and we don't have a clean episode of just, hey, we tried the game out.
People seem to enjoy our, like, quick look at Wildfire. I had a couple of people be like, play more of this, and I was just like, I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, lazy Bluko.
Lazy Bluko. I like how even their horns and protrusions are a little bit wiggly. Because they're supposed to be gelatinous by the looks of it. Caterpillars are cute. Do you know what I really like about caterpillars?
What?
When they crawl on you and you feel their little caterpillar feet suctioning on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that one.
What caterpillars have you found?
I don't generally mess with a lot of things, I will admit. Because I'm always afraid I'm going to hurt them.
Well, what I do is I like put my hand next to them and they crawl on it. I don't pick them up.
I know.
There were always these caterpillars at home that were they had such a light fuzz on them. They were so cute. They were dark. They had just a couple little hairs poking off of them in certain spots. They had spots going down their sides.
I guess I can't warn her.
Very much like these guys. And as I recall, they were kind of a mixture of brown and very dark blue. And eventually they would turn into these butterflies that were brown on the outside, but when they opened up their wings, they were orange. Now I want to look up what kind of butterflies those are. The craziest caterpillar I found was a yellow and black one with the big black spikes coming off of it.
Yeah.
But they were made out of fuzz. They weren't actual spikes. They were just fuzz spikes. I, of course, as a kid thought, oh no, that must be really poisonous. So I didn't touch it. But I don't know. It looked really interesting. I wonder what it was. The ones that we find everywhere, though, are those ones that are black, brown, and black again.
Yeah.
Those turn into a type of moth, don't they? I think. And they like to curl up when you find them. I really want to find a gushy green one someday. Just so I can lightly stroke it and see what they feel like.
They're soft.
Mm-hmm. What, have you ever found one?
Yeah. I don't generally pick them up, but I will poke them. I just know they have a hard enough time without my interference.
Oh, I know. I wonder what happened to the spider that was living in our window temporarily.
Hopefully got out.
Yeah, either he got out or he died.
Yeah. Not much you can really do in that kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we could have.
Open the window, but then we wouldn't have been able to open the window the other way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could have. You can slide the screen up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was another Phytopisodax. Had some amusing bits where we saw him chasing after the box elder bugs. But I never saw him actually capture one.
I wonder if I can get everybody to have this. Probably not. Anyone want to Google to see if Riki's buy stuff perk actually applies, like, stacks? It probably doesn't. Okay. Alright, I pretty much can't upgrade the rest of his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Whoa. Didn't realize this is that good. Increase a stat at random.
Ooh. Hero time. Wait, there's a bedtime?
Yeah, put something to sleep. Which I'm sure is actually really good.
Freezinate. What's Lurgy? You've been putting a lot of points into it. What is Lurgy?
Poison.
Ah.
Which is pretty dang great. What else do we have? Magnum charge. Arts damage. Ooh. It's okay.
Hey, look at that. It's interesting that some of the stats are a lighter gray and the other ones are a darker gray, as though to designate that they're not available. Maybe it depends on if you get through the first 4 stats before you can progress on to the second 4 stats. No, but you don't have that for all of them, so I don't know.
Oh, you have to buy a book.
Ah. Literacy.
Yep. By getting the book, you unlock the second tier, and then there will be another book for third tier.
Mm-hmm. Hour reading.
Let's see. Oh, I guess I am using Cure Bullet. He's got pricey. Oh, did she unlock anything new? It's Aura Bullet. Oh, extends the duration of an aura. I just get the distinct feeling I will never use that.
That's just about everyone that we're going to get. It looks like it's 6 party members. Unless we get Mecha Fiora back. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I can't tell you that one. Not because I know, but because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, did he unlock anything new? No.
Can we do some story progression?
I think, actually, yeah.
Please.
Well, yeah, Shell, if you notice where we are.
Ah.
Yeah. We've been slowly making our way over, because this area is huge. I could have just beelined for it, but I figured this would be a good time for us to just do both.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know not a whole lot of plots happen so far.
Soon.
Now, the unfortunate part is I'm going to have to put away Butterball.
Oh.
I know.
Goodbye, Riki.
Maybe I don't have to. Screw it. Get out of here, Shulk. I'll see if I can do this without Butterball. Or with Butterball.
Well, actually, wait a minute. No, if you're fighting against one of these creatures, won't you need...
I don't know if its aura lasts forever.
I think you need to be able to disrupt its aura. You need to have Shulk, I think.
I just... Well, I'll just save right before. No big deal if it turns out I can't do it. Obviously, if I'm fighting Mechon, but it is a little tragic that you really need Shulk in the main in the party.
Well, the thing is, Mechon and then also the...
So you don't need
Telephia.
Charlotte, that's for sure. I absolutely need Charla.
Do we? What if Riki becomes our nice healer?
He only has one heal.
Ah, okay.
Like, Charla is the main reason why I'm not just getting wrecked here left and right. I can switch Dunban out for Ryan. The only reason why I haven't is just because Ryan actually is properly geared and kitted out, and I haven't bothered with Dunban yet because I'm poor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Not with Riki's heal. It's good. It's really good. Currently not great. Eventually, I'm sure. Like, it's good. It's just not going to keep, It's not going to keep the whole party alive in a boss fight.
Not in its current state, maybe. But who knows?